Hello there. How are you all, my friends? It is me, John, your fellow co-host on the channel. It is the Bruners UK YouTube channel. Yeah, I've kind of gone. The intro's gone a little bit squiff there. Anyway, I will move on. So I'm here to do a little thoughts on my thoughts on the Make Your Mark special, Netflix special, episode 1. That starts off the series and is also kind of supposed to carry on from where the movie left off. So, I know my good friend Sam and fellow co-host, he has already uploaded his thoughts. Like I said in his video, hopefully very soon we will come together and we will do a live stream together and we will talk about it in a bit more depth together, have a proper conversation about it. But before I get too far into this, should I say, I just want to say very quickly, spoiler warning. As in Sam's video, do not watch either of our videos, mine or Sam's, until you've seen the episode itself, and then come back and check our videos out if you wish. So, you've been warned. So then, Make Your Mark G5 special. So, going back to the last live stream I did, I had a comment about the animation style, and also that I actually found out a couple of interesting things actually in that live stream. Another thing I will come to in a moment. But the animation, yeah, some people already kind of, well, from the trailers we've got, the trailer we got for the teaser when it went up on YouTube, and I did my last live stream was me kind of doing my reaction, like a live reaction to the trailer. And so basically I got a comment from one of our regular viewers basically saying that the animation studio behind the special has a bit of a weird reputation for their productions, for their stuff. Sometimes apparently some stuff's okay, it looks good, it's kind of, and then there's other times stuff they've done and it looks weird. Apparently, that's their words. So yeah, I can't remember the animation company's name behind the special, so I do apologise for that. That is a bit unprofessional on my part. But looking at this, looking at the animation style, I know Sam kind of has a similar thing, that the animation quality isn't as good in the special compared to the movie. I don't know whether it's I don't know whether it's fair or not to really compare it to the movie, because with it being a movie and it was originally supposed to be in theatres, it was supposed to be a theatrical film. It was supposed to actually get a cinema release, as the G4 film also had a cinema release. It was originally going to be a theatrical movie, but because of the pandemic and theatres closing, they Netflix managed to purchase the streaming rights to My Little Pony, the movie, and also the series. Otherwise, it would have probably been on HBO Max, because HBO Max kind of bought the streaming rights for pretty much every major blockbuster film, everything massive, and they were launching their streaming service, and they pretty much got every big movie. And we don't have HBO Max here in the UK, so it would have been very difficult for people that don't have HBO Max to check out these films. Except for here in the UK, there was a couple of exceptions. There was a couple of films that went on Amazon Prime, as well as HBO Max for outside viewers, but that was only a couple. But yeah, getting back on track. So yeah, so Netflix got the streaming rights and also the production rights as well, because obviously Netflix were working with Hasbro and E1 Entertainment as well, so I know for the film. So I don't know whether it's completely fair to really compare it to the movie, because the movie animation was absolutely sublime. It was just gorgeous to look at. And coming to the special, the animation feels like it's a little bit unfinalized. Like it's missing a bit of texture. Um, mostly with most. I wouldn't say the character designs. I wouldn't say the animation on the characters was completely bad. Um, I would say the animation on the cityscape, the surroundings, the landscape. I would say the animation suffered more with the landscape than the actual characters. I think they emphasised the characters more than the world around them. I understand with the special, you didn't really see much of the world. You saw a little bit of Maytime Bay, obviously, because obviously when they were doing their thing in the episode, you do see Maytime Bay again, which is where they are. But for the most part, it was transfixed on a specific character at one point in a scene, and the whole group in another scene. So it was more focus pointed on the characters than the outside surroundings. But I felt I felt like the buildings and things like that just didn't look as good. Didn't look as polished. Certain scenes, I thought the characters looked a little bit ropey as well, but close-up shots of the characters looked better than shots from like a distance. Say if like Sunny is more in the camera and Izzy and everyone else are in the back, I felt the characters that were more behind seemed not as polished compared to the person. I felt like the way that they animated this film is that they kind of more highlighted certain aspects of certain scenes rather than it being fully universal between it all with it all. I don't know what the budget was like for the special or for the series. Of course, it's a different animation studio behind the special. I know Sam said in his video, because I watched his thoughts as well, and he did say that apparently, I don't know whether I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's a different studio that's animating the specials, and then it's another studio or someone else or another company animating the main series. If that is true, I do hope that is true. I do. We can only assume. We can only see that when the first episode of the actual series airs or streams. When the first episode of the series streams, then we can kind of compare the two, and we can kind of see if there's any differences. It would be nice if that is true. I mean, I wouldn't be too bothered because specials. The way specials are, I can kind of live with a special being not as polished compared to a series, because with a series being more, it's a continuous series, a certain amount of episodes. I would like the animation to be a lot nicer and a lot smoother for something that you're going to be watching for. I don't know how it's going to work with the series for Netflix, because the way Netflix works, I don't know whether they're going to be doing it in blocks, because Netflix sometimes uploads episodes in blocks, so you'll get so many episodes like in a block, and then they'll release the other part in another block, or they'll do episodic releases, so they might maybe release the first two episodes or the first episode or an episode per week, like episodic, or they'll just release it all at once. I don't know how they're going to tackle that. I've got a feeling it's just going to go up all at once. But either way, that's fine, because we can give it one good blast. And it makes it easier for reviewers, instead of having to wait and do episodic reviews. People can review it all from beginning to end. But that is one thing I would like to know, if that is definitely the case, that the animation company for the specials is one thing, and then the animation company for the series, or handling the series, is something else. And if that is the case, I'm really intrigued to see whether the animation is going to be better for the series. And if it is, I'll be happy. That is one niggly thing that did annoy me. I just thought it just wasn't as polished, which a few fans out there I know have a similar opinion of that. Another thing Sam brought up. Oh no, there was one thing I mentioned about that was mentioned in my last live stream when I was talking about the trailer for Make Your Mark special. Posey, the character Posey. I was again from the same regular viewer. Commented saying Posey was apparently originally a G1 character. Now, again, I'm not massively familiar with G1 MLP. I've never watched. Oh, I've kind of watched a little bit of G3, but it's not for me. I just do not like G3. I don't like anything before Gen 4. Friendship is Magic. I don't like anything before. I don't like the original MLP. I don't like the first 3 generations of MLP. Friendship is Magic was my first time really stepping into that world, into the My Little Pony world or franchise. Excuse me. And it really did surprise me by how vibrant, how beautiful the animation was, and the music, the world, the characters. Everything just worked so beautifully. And so yeah, I just fell in love with that, with Friendship is Magic, and yeah, so that was basically that. But yeah, apparently Posey was originally a G1 character that they brought into, kind of modelled, or kind of used as an idea for a character for Gen 5. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, what was interesting about this special, I know Sam has, I know Sam kind of went through the thoughts, went through the plot of this special. So I'm just going to quickly run through what happened in the special. So basically, in the special, the magic is still there, and everyone seems happy. So it seems, should I say? Everything seems fine. Pegasi flying and all this and the other, and everyone going about their merry ways. And they're getting ready for the Maytime Festival, which is this big festival thing that they do in Maytime Bay, like a big tradition. So they're all getting ready for all that. Basically, long story short, without getting too far into things, and what's not already been said from Sam's perspective, basically things starts to go wrong. Zip, because Pip and Zip, it's a bit confusing with those two. Anyway, Zip, she starts to notice things are going wrong with the magic. Nobody else seems to really nobody has no other character, no other pony, should I say, has noticed anything going wrong. But it seems to be blipping. The magic seems to be blipping. Like 1 minute flying, next minute falling to the floor, and no pony seems to really know what's going on. So yeah, she basically brings it upon herself to investigate what's going wrong with the crystals with that's in the lighthouse. And so basically it's basically an episode more emphasized on Zip and the festival and so on and so forth that they're all getting prepped for. And what I found really interesting with the episode is, and again I share a similar thoughts with Sam, it was a bit of a slow burn. I will agree, I was a bit bored watching it. The beginning segments I just didn't really wow me at all. But at the same time, it is setting things up. So the whole point of this special, I mean, with the whole point of the special is it is the introduction to what is going to happen from when the series starts. So I can kind of forgive the pacing of the special for that, because it is just simply setting up what is to follow. Quite simple put, really. It can't be any more simple than that. So I can forgive it. It's got the whole point of this special is to reintroduce you to these characters that you've already been introduced to. The magic is still there. They're getting used to their powers. They're getting more confident with their powers. But then they discover there's a disturbance with the magic, and then which is really strange. That there's this imbalance still between Earth Pony and Pegasi and Unicorn using their magic. A couple of Posey is one of these ponies that is not happy, a bit jealous, if you will, that Earth ponies don't seem to have any magic, and it's kind of a little bit of that prejudice, if you can call it that, still going on. There's kind of a bit of a little uprising, not uprising, but there's a little bit of unrest between the Earth ponies again, basically kind of a bit uneasy that all these things starting to go wrong, like Pegasi and Unicorn whenever they are using their magic, things are going wrong and it's upsetting the Earth ponies in Maytime Bay. And that's basically that I found that quite interesting, which was a kind of little subplot of the episode, but it all got ironed out in the end. Eventually, it all got nicely ironed out, and everyone became friends again. But what was interesting, a couple of points, is again the dragon point, which we saw in the trailer. I'm very interested about what's going on there. And again, something Sonny said, that dragons haven't been seen for generations, which could we finally be getting a bit of an answer to how long it's been since dragons have been around. And of course, Spike's a dragon, G4. So how long has it been? Generations, which is a plural, which means it's been a long time. So generations means how many generations? So I still would like to know roughly of how long it's been between the legend of the Twilight and her friends to G5 time. So I would like to kind of know roughly a bit more about that. But yeah, the dragon thing's interesting. Also, another thing Sam brought up, and I also thought was interesting, is Earth ponies with magic. Earth ponies have magic in G5, which is interesting. Something I would like to see more of. Also, what's interesting again in the episode is when the magic starts to phase out, in and out, and goes wrong. It starts a big lightning storm and zaps the floor, and a big sinkhole thing, portal, whatever you want to call it, starts to come out. And a couple of characters fall in, and Sunny goes in to save them. She does. And what's interesting about this what happens? What I find is interesting is, what is that? You know, Sam had a theory about, could it be a portal, or a way to another dimension? Who knows? Another plane of existence? Who knows? We don't know. But I would like to know if that is emphasised a little bit more in the series, of just what that was all about. Might not be anything. It might just be, I don't know, just a void, some kind of dark black void. That's all. I don't know, but that would be interesting to see if that is emphasised more. And another thing which I am interested in is, a villain was announced. The whole thing with a villain. I'm actually kind of surprised they're going down the villain route. I actually thought this was going to be a different series, and it was going to be more of them maybe trying to, like, going on a journey and kind of discovering stuff from the past, which could still be a thing. But I'm actually quite happy that a villain is they're going down the route of villains like they did with G4. So I'm really interested about the villain, who she is. I second that with my mate Sam, fellow co-host Sam. I really am intrigued about who she is and what she's about, and her origins, and her story, her journey. Whether she's a banished pony, Pegasi, or whatever. You know, whether she's some pony that's been banished, imprisoned, if you will, or somehow, I have a theory as well, my own theory. Do not quote me on this, but I have a feeling maybe she is something to do with the magic being, maybe disappearing. Maybe because what's interesting about the end of the episode is, the special is, she was kind of observing them through like a viewing glass of some kind, which I found interesting. She'd been like viewing them. Either, I don't know whether it was maybe like a TV, like they've all got cell phones. I don't know, or she's got some way her magic is able to. She's able to kind of, has the ability to kind of project, so she's able to kind of see what's going on. So I don't know, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued about this villain, and how strong she is, what her magic abilities are, what she's about. But yeah, so I think that's going to be my thoughts, my early thoughts on this. I have spoken for quite a while, but yeah, so I think that's going to be the end of the video today. So again, me and my co-host Sam will be coming together for a live stream, talking about this in a bit more, properly, but together very soon. But until then, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'm very much looking forward to what the future brings for the series. I do hope that the animation is going to be better for the series, but again, time will tell. But anyway, so thank you very much, and see you soon. Bye bye.